I am on your side, beginning to the end, you know. Beginning to the end, you know. So I ain't never gonna leave your side. It doesn't matter where you go. It doesn't matter where you go.
1A game to follow here, then the 3A ball game. Fastball on the outside corner, quickly in and 0-2. Here's the pitch. Full on a miss in the fourth of the state championship. The Slicers won an 8th state title, their first since '92, in come from behind fashion.
No good. The Slicers win it. This is a well-needed victory for the Slicers. After a 3-game losing streak, come out, play their hearts out against Michigan City and win by 2.
Set her right back.
like you could be somebody. You just need a chance to prove it. There's gonna be times. There's gonna be times you know. No. I am on your side.
And the rivalry between Michigan City and LaFord was very, very strong, and had actually lasted, no matter what sport we played, the whole week, Monday through Friday. When we played Michigan City, there was something going on, and it was all had to do with that game during the night.
And it goes back, like I said, many years when there used to be Elston, Red Jackals, and that was the only school over there, Michigan City Elston. It was a very heated rivalry.
There were 2 Michigan City schools my freshman year and my sophomore year, so we got to play Elston and Rogers. Then my junior year, they consolidated, and they talked a lot of trash that summer before my junior year. Some of the players did about how they would be unstoppable because you would be uniting 2 really good teams, which was true. They were 2 very competitive teams, and so we knew we had our work cut out for us. We loved a big crowd. It definitely gave us the advantage seeing all that orange in the crowd.
Michigan City has always been a rivalry, I think, because of the schools being in such close proximity, but most importantly, I think that in all the sports we've had very competitive teams, so I think that that brings the energy level up to beat each other when it comes to whatever sport we might be talking about.
From 1967 on, and we were winning 31 years in a row, 20 games or better. That's a good accomplishment. So the community really took a lot of pride in the baseball program.
And there's so many lessons beyond just the athletic side. Certainly there are a lot of athletic lessons and things that I cherish, but there's a lot of other lessons and traits and experiences that I took from my athletic playing days that I use daily in this job as a principal, as a dad, as a husband, as a friend. There's just so many good things that came out of that. The state game was very intense. It was a very energetic crowd, very full. The stadium was very large, so it was a unique venue, but just pure excitement, pure adrenaline, lots of nerves, lots of emotions, all good memories except the part about losing.
When you feel lonely, when you feel scared and the streets are cold and the world is empty, there's gonna be times.
Behind you. Oh, absolutely amazing. And not so much for myself, but for the kids, just to feel that energy and feel that support from the community and from their team members and from their friends and family that came out and supported them. It was just magical.
And at least from my perspective, I don't think the rivalry is as intensive as it was when I was in high school in the 1960s. I don't think it's anything near what it was at that particular time. I think that the 2 schools, of course, compete, but it's just not what it was.
Well, I think there's more support in LaFord for the Slicers because it's a single high school. At the time I was coaching, there was Rogers and Elston, so the community was kind of divided based on where they had graduated from. But I would say that there was good community support, but not as good as it was before.
Well, let's see, I've been here 24 years, and for each year, I just believe it's always been a big rivalry, I think, because the kids, they know each other. They compete against each other maybe on the off seasons, and I just think it's, you know, having some bragging rights in the region.
As a coach, I want my team to win, whatever team I'm on.
Michigan City dominated everybody in basketball, and we dominated everybody in baseball. Discipline, very definitely. And I'm not talking about physical discipline, but mental discipline as much as anything. And when I came here, baseball in the state of Indiana, period, was, you know, very low. And from the first year here, I inherited some pretty good kids, but we had no state tournament or any measuring stick. And but I put discipline in immediately. The program was based upon physical and mental discipline.
8 runs sixth and unable to throw the runner on his second.
In fact, many people refer to baseball as the crown jewel of LaPorte, the most famous of all the sports in LaPorte. And it's the sport that LaPorte is known for in the state of Indiana. Well, it's fabulous because it set the tone for LaPorte in baseball. It was the first year they had the state championship. And what happened with me in LaPorte, I wouldn't trade it for anything. I had Coach Klimczak, who was a great football coach, wonderful person. One of my favorite coaches, and then Coach Schreiber, who was a phenomenal coach. I mean, actually, if I look at the highlight of my athletic career and my athletic life, playing sports at LaPorte was the greatest.
It's really like heated when it's against Michigan City. Like in the gym especially, it gets really loud.
In my opinion, the LaPorte-Michigan City rivalry is pretty fierce, pretty intense. It's been going on for a long time. I remember when I was a kid and stuff, and going to the football games at Kiwanis, and, you know, we'd be playing City, and our student section would be yelling at them, and, you know, whatever, that type of stuff. We have different chants for them.
When we play Michigan City, the crowd gets really intense and it's really wild and fun.
My palms get sweaty because I'm all nervous.
I think when the crowd gets really involved in the game, then the players start to get more involved and they react better and are on their toes better and they play better.
I love the Michigan City rivalry. It's such a competitive environment, and every time we play, all I want to do is win.